Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
The oil price is now in the 30s, and if it stays down at this level, a new game will commence. The good thing is that what's actually viable at this lower level will become very profitable indeed when the oil price starts to rise again, as it almost certainly will. Moving on to the news so far this week, Rockrose Energy was hammered on Monday, closing the gap from its last pre-suspension price. On Tuesday, it confirmed it was debt-free, with net cash of $272 million, equivalent to £20.75 per share, around double the current share price. It's certainly going to be a good one to trade. Jadestone Energy issued strong news, confirming the business is resilient and expected to generate positive operating cash flow in 2020, even at oil prices below $30 a barrel. It will be interesting to see which other companies can make this statement and which ones can't. In similar vein, Trinity Exploration and Production confirmed their operating break-even has consistently been below $30 a barrel in all periods since the new management's measures took effect in 2016. Again, let's see how many other companies can confirm this. South American producer-developer PetroTal also took a hammering. Its 2020 capital program is based upon $60 oil. They issued news on Tuesday stating that given the strong relationship PetroTal has with its key contractors, the company has agreed to manage payments with a number of its contractors, allowing for ongoing operation of the contractors' crews. In other words, they don't have the cash now to pay them. Barron Oil announced the completion of its $2.5 million placing at 0.1p per share. The proceeds will be used to fund Barron's share of the ongoing work programme in Timor-Leste, the drilling of the onshore El Barco 3X well in Peru, and to provide additional working capital. Tower Resources managed to get away a £500,000 placing at 0.375p just in the nick of time. Now let's see if the first farmee provides proof of funds this month and whether the second one signs up. Solar Oil announced the return of the Juan Diaz deposit. Now they're confident they have sufficient cash resources to meet current firm budgeted commitments within the existing portfolio of assets in Tanzania and to cover general working capital needs for the remainder of 2020. Bahamas Petroleum Company announced the possible execution of a possible convertible loan note agreement deferred to 15 April, perhaps 15 May. In the meantime, the possible CLN holders, who were already granted options, exercised at 2p and I guess sold them. Let's see how oil in the 30s works for BPC. UK Oil and Gas announced the flow of dry oil to the surface as a result of their water shut-off programme. Price moves here now come down to the level of new buying versus the level of the convertible loan note sales. Egden Resources announced that the subsurface review of their Eastern Humber Basin licences has identified a new, low-risk, near-field exploration opportunity, which can be targeted by drilling from the current Keddington location. This presents a number of low-cost, low-risk drilling opportunities. Union Jack Oil has an even larger interest than EDR in these now, and announced it's also expecting news during the remainder of Q1 and Q2 in respect of the extended well test at West Newton A2 and the commencement of site works in preparation for the drilling of the West Newton B1 well. They also confirmed that they're fully funded for drilling. Meanwhile, 88 Energy confirmed the Charlie 1 surface hole is complete to around 3,500 foot depth, and casing will be run in the 12¼ inch hole prior to commencing drilling the 8½ inch production hole. Now we wait for the important announcements. More on all this at the weekend. Now, if you feel you've had a bit of an education this past week or two with the sharp market moves, it might be time for my fact-based trading course, which really will open your eyes. I cover everything you won't read elsewhere, particularly subjects which others either don't understand or even know about, or even if they do, are unwilling to talk about openly. I set out exactly how it all works in detail, exactly how the insiders make their profits, and how you can profit too. I explain all the things that no one else can or will, and all the secrets the insiders don't want you to know. Lots of money can be made if you know how it all actually works, and what goes on behind the scenes may be completely different to what you think. I've been involved in the markets for a long time. I bought my first shares in the 1970s, and I've worked in the financial sector since the early 1980s. My particular knowledge is of the stock markets, and I've been actively involved in these, both in the UK and the US, for over 40 years from both sides of the fence. I've also had significant involvement in the oil and gas industry along the way, from drilling wells to negotiating farm-outs to majors. Subjects I cover in the course include shorting and the various ways this is done, naked shorting and how it's guaranteed profit for some, forward selling, market abuse in its many forms, promotion, exactly how it works, whether via traditional media, social media, IR/PR companies, brokers, bulletin boards, commentators, paid-for opinion, interviews, websites, messaging and emails, and financing, including placings, subscriptions, convertible financing and investor sharing agreements. I'm not expecting you to do any of the dodgy stuff described, but it's important to know about it. It's not theory in this course, rather how it all actually works in the real world, keeping it practical and realistic so that everyone can use the information for their own advantage, regardless of the level of their trading or investment. Remember, small-cap speculative companies exist to enrich their insiders, not their investors, and everything those involved do is for their benefit, not yours. The vast majority lose with these companies, but for the scheme to work, some investors have to profit, and you can be one of those too. There are 10 parts over 10 weeks at $19.50 per part, and if you don't like it, you can cancel at any time. The link to subscribe is oilnewslondon.com/trading.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.